Welcome learners. I am Dr. Imtiazul Huda, Assistant Professor, Department of Islamic Studies. Up to now we have learned about Shah Waliullah Dehlvi, his work, and as well as about the Mujahideen movement. Now the important aspect of the Mujahideen movement is the Battle of Balakot. Historically, how the Battle of Balakot has happened and what was the result. So let's have a glance. In the Mujahideen movement, as we have discussed, it was Sayyid Ahmad and one of his close associate, Shah Ismail. They had played a very important role in the establishment of the Mujahideen movement in the northwest frontier of India. So the reason of the Battle of Balakot was that when Sayyid Ahmad as well as Shah Ismail got disappointed with the wrong policies, dubious characters, and as well as the betrayals of the rulers of the Peshawar who were known as the Khans of the Peshawar. So Sayyid Ahmad as well as his associate and his followers, they had decided that they will leave the region and they started to concentrate their effort against the Sikh regime in the region of Hazara as well as in the region of Kashmir. The Hazara is in Punjab. Now, after leaving the Punjab base, the base where they were betrayed by the Khans of Peshawar, Sayyid Ahmad Shah Ismail and his followers migrated to Hazara as we have mentioned. So they had stationed themselves at a place called Balakot. That is a very small town in the Khagan valley of Hazara. And it was here that they had made a concentration of his mujahideen or the people who came to their call to fight against the evils, to fight against the infidels, to fight against the Britishers, to fight against the Sikhs. So the mujahideen from Hazara had attacked the Sikh army that was at that time under the command of the General Sher Singh. The local Muslims somehow had allied with the Sikhs and they had spied against the Mujahideen to the Sikh. That has resulted to the trouble the Mujahideen has to face. So in this way, the Mujahideen were restricted up to their camp only. Now somehow the Mujahideen under the leadership of Sayyid Ahmad as well as Shah Ismail, they assembled the huge followers of the Hazara and they had just started a battle against the Sikh. As the historical narratives are available, the Mujahideen fought bravely, but in this battle, their power was limited if it is to compare with the Sikh power, because the power of the Sikhs were much more superior than the power of the Mujahideen, because the Sikhs were having much more greater manpower or the soldiers and as well as the latest armor and ammunition. Or on the other hand, the Mujahideen were only fighting with their spirit. They were less in number and as well as they have very little arms of ammunition as well as the traditional one only. Now, in this battle that was fought at the place Balakot in 1831, the Sikhs defeated the Mujahideen and the two main leader of the Mujahideen movement, Sayyid Ahmad and Shah Ismail, they got killed and they had attained the martyrdom. So, among the Muslims, they are called as the Shaheed because they had attained the martyrdom while fighting for the cause of Islam to protect the Muslim community against the tyranny of the rulers. So, with the death of the Sayyid Ahmad as well as Shah Ismail, the jihad movement could not carry forward. So, it came to immediate end. So some of his disciples, though they tried to continue, but they were lacking in the power. They were lacking in the strategies. They were lacking in the planning. So overall, the movement extremely lacked the organizational leadership as it was during the time of Sayyid Ahmad and Shah Ismail. So there were no prominent leader who can lead. So therefore, very soon after 1831, this movement had also came to an end. Dear learners, let's discuss what we have learned from this lesson of Shah Waliullah and the Mujahideen movement. Very important thing, what we learned that Shah Waliullah had emphasized on the importance of understanding the Holy Quran and as well as the Hadith of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in their historical as well as in the cultural context. Shah Waliullah believed that interpreting these texts requires knowledge of the circumstances in which they were revealed to grasp the true meaning of the text of the Quran. Because as the Quran was revealed, the Quran was revealed on the basis of the event, the historical event, the cultural event, what has happened. So in that context, so one who is attempting to interpret, he should be aware about the circumstances in which the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Dear learners, we also learned that the Shah Waliullah's message, he had advocated for the unity of the Muslim community and had also stressed that the division weakens the faith. Shah Waliullah has also encouraged the Muslim that they should come together regardless of their sects, whatsoever the creeds are, of which the sect they belong, they should come together. We learned that he wanted to promote a sense of brotherhood and as well as collective identity. Dear learners, he had highlighted the significance of education and knowledge. He believed that acquiring knowledge is the religious duty for every Muslim. And he has also encouraged the establishment of educational institutions, fostering learning and critical thinking. Dear learners, we have also learned from the life of Shah Waliullah that he has recognized the need of the social reform and has urged the Muslims to address issues such as poverty, injustice, and equality. As we are aware from this lesson, that Shah Waliullah believed that the true faith should manifest in action that improves society and uplift the marginalized. It should be manifest in action because each and everything depend upon the action and the deeds also. We also learned that Shah Waliullah was the proponent of the rational thought and the critical inquiry. as he has written his Hujjatullah al-Baligha. In that one, he had showed that how the rational thought can be there, or how to view the thing on the basis of the rational thought, and everything should be critically examined also. He had encouraged the Muslim to engage with philosophical ideas and to use reason alongside faith to understand the world and their better belief. Dear learners, we also learned that Shahulullah had stressed on the importance of spiritual development and self discipline. He had also believed that the personal growth and a strong moral character are essential for a fulfilling life and for contributing positively to society. We have also learned that Shahulullah has advocated for a balanced approach to religious practices. He has warned against the extremism as well as the rigid interpretation of Islam. He had also believed that moderation is a key to a harmonious life and the healthy community. Dear learners, from the lesson we also learn that he has emphasized on the role of a heart in faith. He has suggested that the true belief come from sincere devotion and love for God, Allah. Shahulullah, through his teaching, taught us that spirituality is as important as a religious ritual. Spirituality is as important as the religious ritual. He had put emphasis on the spirituality we learn from his life and his work. He has also encouraged Muslims to get engaged with the modern world while remaining rooted, deeply rooted in their faith. He believed that adapting to contemporary challenge is crucial for the survival and growth of Muslim community. Dear learners, we also learn the teachings of Shah Waliullah always remind us of the importance of compassion and empathy, because Shah Waliullah believed that understanding and kindness toward other is the fundamental of living a life aligned with Islamic principles. Dear learners, we also learn that it was the teaching of the Shah Waliullah Dehlvi that has resulted into the formation or the beginning of many reform movement in India. The very first effect was the Mujahideen movement. The Mujahideen movement has highlighted the importance of unity among the Muslims. It has emphasized that the collective action is essential for achieving common goals and resisting oppression. The Battle of Balakot was fought to resist the oppression that has been inflicted on the Muslim community by the tyrant rulers. The Mujahideen movement, its effort demonstrated the significance of education and as well as awareness in mobilizing communities, as this movement had sought to enlighten people about their rights and the need for reform. Dear learner, this movement underscored the role of leadership in moral movement, showcasing how a charismatic and dedicated leader can inspire and rally people around the cause. Dear learners, this Mujahideen movement's approach to reform was rooted in a blend of traditional Islamic values as the modern ideas that illustrating the need of adaptability and addressing contemporary issues also. As I have already maintained that through Shahulullah, the teachings of Shahulullah was very much included in the Mujahideen movement. The leaders Sayyid Ahmad and Shah Ismail, who had worked in accordance to the teachings of the Shahulullah, they had tried to induce the religious values in the Muslims, or such religious values which were deeply rooted with the pure teachings of Islam. So somehow the founder of the movement, Sayyid Ahmad, who himself, and Shah Ismail, who they have or got to holy cities, they understood how the reform should be implemented. So when they returned back, through their movement, they revealed the challenges of confronting that tyrant rule of the Britishers. And they teach and they had taught that how the strategies can be planned and the alliance with the other section of the Muslim can very effectively resist against the tyranny of the Britishers as well as the Sikhs. So they were very much inclined that it is the true faith which can unite them against any type, any sort of action, any sort of organization against the tyranny. So, as they fought the Balakot war, it was a jihad they had conducted against the Sikh and as well as the Britishers also. Dear learners, this movement, the Mujahideen movement, as we learned, it was committed to the social justice and equality. And it served as a reminder that movement should prioritize the welfare of all community members, particularly the marginalized. Dear learners, through this lesson, we also learned the Mujahideen movement has highlighted the necessity of grassroots mobilization, showing that change often starts at the local level before expanding to the larger scale. The movement has also emphasized on self-reliance and empowerment, encouraged individuals to take responsibility for their own development and as well as betterment of their communities. Dear learners, this movement served as a historical lesson on the impact of the cultural identity in resistance movement. It reminds us that preserving one's heritage can be a powerful tool in the fight for justice. Thank you very much.